Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys how to cut a suit sleeve step by step. So let's dive into the video. So now the first thing you'll be doing is rolling your top line. You're going to roll your top line here, and if you're going to roll a straight line vertically. So now remember I said now for the measurement I'll be using the length is 25. The length is 25. I'm using the length, the round sleeve and the chest for cutting a suit sleeve. So the length is 25, the round sleeve is 10 inches, and the chest is 36 inches. So firstly, you're going to measure 25, and we're going to add 1 inch allowance for your sleeve cap, which is now total at 26. Then we'll add 2 inches folding allowance at the down. So now after doing this, I'm going to roll a straight line here. So the next thing we'll be doing, I'm going to dividing my chest by 6. So my chest is 36, right? So 36 divided by 6 is equals to 6 inches. So I'm going to move 6 inches downward at this point. I'm going to mark my 6 inches, and I mark 6 inches here also. So after doing that, I'm going to connect these points together. You see? So now the next thing I'll be doing, at this point I'm going to come in by 1.5 inch. Then at the wrist, I'm going to come in by 1.5 inch. So now I'll be using my hip curve to curve this sleeve. First, I'm going to curve this point to this point. Then I'm going to curve the other side. Okay. So now the next thing you'll be doing, is we're going to be dividing our chest by 4. So 36 divided by 4 is equals to, first you divide 36 by 2, which is 18 inches, then you divide again, which is 9 inches. Okay. So 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I'm not going to mark that 9 exactly. I'm going to minus 1, which, so I'll be marking 8 inches at this point. Then at my wrist is 10, right? So I'm going to divide 10 by 2, which is equals to 5. Then I add half inch swing allowance. Okay. I'm going to curve this point to this point. Okay, now you can see it clearly. So now I'm going to divide here by 2. 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Then what I have from here to here is around 5.3. I'm going to measure 5.3 upward. Then I rule it straight. Then at this point, I'm going to come up by 1 inch. I'm going to come up by 1 inch. Here, I'm going to come down by 2 inch. I come up by 1 inch here. I'll come down by 2 inch here. So I'm going to connect this point to this point. From here, connecting this point to this point like this, you can see. Then I connect this point to this point. So now I'm going to be curving my sleeve head. Okay, now this is very simple. You're just going to add about one quarter at this point, about one quarter. Then I'm going to use this armhole shape in my multi-purpose ruler. Then I'm going to curve it like this. Oh, sorry, I'm going to curve it like this. You can see. Then I curve it at this point here. So now the next thing is to curve the back of the sleeve. So you're just going to place your ruler like this and curve it. You can see now I'm done cutting my top sleeve. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this out. So now if you want to add a sleeve vent, you want to have a sleeve length, so I'm just taking about 4 inches up, then about 1 inches wide. Okay, so now I'm done marking it. I'm just going to cut it out. So I'm going to leave the description. I'm going to leave a link in the description box on how to cut a suit. I've already make a video on how to cut a single breasted suit jacket. This is the sleeve. This is the second part of the video. So do well to check out that video and be blessed as you watch it. So before I cut this place, I'm going to come down here about half inch. I'm going to come down here about half inch. Then at this point, I'm going to come up half inch. Then I will connect it together. You can see how easy it is to cut a suit sleeve. So just follow this process and you will get it right. And make sure you watch the video on the suit cutting, because this is the sleeve pattern for that suit cutting. So do well to check that video out and comment on the video. Let me know what you think about it. So this is the top sleeve. The next thing I'll be cutting now is the under sleeve. Okay, now for the under sleeve, I've already placed a pattern paper for the under sleeve. It's very simple. Firstly, you are going to curve this part of the sleeve. First, you're going to curve it like this, using the upper sleeve to trace it out. So I've traced it out already. So now I'm going to shift it to this other part. Before I do that, I'm going to mark all this line. This is very important. I need to mark all this line out. Then mark this other point also. Now the next thing I'll be doing, I will cut this place. I'm going to cut this place. I'm going to trim excesses at this point. So now after doing that, this part here, the other line that I roll inside, I'm going to move it forward to the main part I just cut. You can see I move it forward. So just follow this process. Then you are going to cut this back part. Do well to place something that's heavy on top, then you cut it out. Now that's not all for the under sleeve. Before the next thing you'll be doing for the under sleeve, you're going to come in by half inch. Remember, I added half inch at this point here. You're going to come in by half inch. You're going to minus that half inch. Okay, you're going to minus half inch. Then minus half inch at this point also, because you will trim it too. Then you connect those points you just marked. So now after doing that, I'm going to cut it out. You can see how easy it is. So now I'm going to divide this place. We have about 7 inches here. I'm going to divide that. 7 inches divided by 2 is 3.5. Yes, it's 3.5 inches. Then I'm going to divide that 3.5 by 2 again, which is 1 3/4. Okay. Then I roll this place up. Then I connect this point to this point. You can see. So this is the final process on sleeve cutting. Then you're going to curve it out like this. then our sleeve pattern is ready. Okay, so that's all for for cutting a suit sleeve. So if you haven't checked the video on how to cut the jacket, I will leave the description. I will leave the link in the description box on how to cut it. So do well to check it so you know how to cut the body of a suit. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys on my next video. The next video will be how to cut the oversized suit jacket. See you guys in my next video. Goodbye.